So you're getting a little bit older, and your golf game isn't quite what it used to be. You definitely don't hit the ball as far anymore, and when you try, well, it kind of just goes a bit skew and you feel a bit silly. So what do? Well, do you play less? Do you try to go to the range a bit more? Or, do you start cycling? No, you definitely do not start cycling. That is definitely what you never ever do. Golf is a great game. There's a reason why you play it, and there's a reason why you want to keep playing it. It's a great game for life. So, what you got to do in order to enjoy it a little bit more, you need to get strong for golf.
We always see strength as a master quality when it comes to physical ability. Even when it comes to golf, strength should be a priority when it comes to your strength and conditioning. Doing general strength training, doing your pushing, pulling, squatting, hinging will give you gains, but we need to go more specific when it comes to golf. Golf requires that you have excellent hip stability, but also the mobility to move into the right positions for the swing. Okay, and you also need excellent core stability to hold the hips in alignment and your whole body in alignment. In essence, what you're trying to do with the golf swing is rotate and then transfer power through your club into the ball and do this under control so that you can control your shot and be very consistent with this. You're also going to be required to have a great amount of thoracic upper spine rotation so that your movement feels free. So what we want to do in golf is golf strength training is use specific movements to create this hip stability, core stability, thoracic rotation, and then use your strength training to create coordinated whole body movement so you feel really solid when you're performing the swing movement. And you're not leaking any strength, you're not leaking any accuracy, because you're able to use each joint coordinated together because you've got them stronger in the movement patterns. So working with Ben, he's actually come in with a decent strength base when it comes to your fundamental movement patterns. He can hinge, he's been doing some kettlebell training, he's been doing squat training, single leg work, calisthenics, he's been doing pull-ups, push-ups, and he's got a decent strength base. So he's quite further ahead than the average person who comes into the gym or for specific work, say for their golf, to get strong. So with Ben, through his assessment, what we've seen is we can really, in a sense, let the handbrake down now by improving specific mobility and stability qualities. What we're really working on is letting him increase his hip mobility so he can sit into his swing a bit better, under control, and hip stability. Improving his thoracic rotation because he's a little bit limited there. And then tying it all together with some golf-specific or core movements that transfer nicely into golf. His rotary stability, so his rotation stability, is something that also he has a decent amount of leeway to improve on, and we're expecting to see nice gains improving this through stuff like strict crawling and your different rolling patterns. Yeah, so what we're doing in essence with Ben is he's got this strength base, and he's got a decent hip drive. He's got some glute strength for hip extension, which is a big part of the swing. But now we're really going to create the stability and mobility specific to the swing movement to really allow him to unlock that power that he has. And put the handbrake down so he can put his foot on the accelerator and really get the most out of it.
Okay, I'm sure you're thinking that's a lot to try digest. And if you were to go through all the different exercises in sequence and how you put it into an exercise routine, this may be a 27-part series. Well, it's not, unfortunately. So I think the best thing to do is try to give you a little takeout from this. And for me, the most important takeout in a daily routine that I've used is the Mcgill Big Three. It's very well known. You can find it anywhere on the internet and has been for quite some time. Developed by Dr. Stuart McGill, who's like the foremost dude out there when it comes to spinal issues and rehabilitation and just being stronger for golf. His fundamentals are incredible. try to find some podcasts about him. But I think for the sake of this video, let's go into what the Big Three is, how to do them, and again, how this will set you up as a great start point for becoming stronger for golf. Something to point out initially is there's various ways of doing these exercises. There's different progressions. I'm going to show you what I'm currently busy with, and we're going to start with the curl up. So find yourself a nice mat, nice flat surface, hands underneath the lumbar area, tense that core, really work on getting that core, neutral spine, and then you roll up. Simple as that. You roll up from the shoulders, and then you have a great sort of, engaged core. And it's important to kind of do this for around 10-15 seconds, depending of course on the intensity of your workout and where you are physically. I like to do about 3 sets of this, sometimes 4, obviously in conjunction with the other exercises. That's Hopkins, he loves the camera. Next up, we've got the bird dog. This is probably the most famous of the 3. Just try and make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. I could probably do a bit better than there. And all you're doing is you're extending the leg and the arm, alternate ones of course. Really focus on getting a lot of tension in your core here. Now this is great because once you learn about holding that tension and getting that really amazing flex there, you use this for all the exercises that you use. So a strong core is needed for everything from deadlifting to squatting to kettlebell swings, shoulder press, you name it. Obviously when you're planking, push-ups, strong core is great. The bird dog is so good in this. Try not to get your back to arch too much. Try keep it nice and level. Then we've got the side plank. Now this is really good, but again, it's about being very sort of straight. You keep your body very straight. This is more of the sort of harder progression. There are easier ways of doing this, but just make sure that your hips, shoulders, and kind of feet are all in line. Spread the feet to the bottom there. The start point here is really key. So once you get that position, you then hold that and make sure that you've got that perfect line going straight down your body. I find it's quite difficult to explain, but you'll get, once you understand why you do the Mcgill 3, you understand the side plank is really great. You see there the sort of oblique muscles are incredibly tensed. I'm really bad at explaining this kind of stuff. I probably should have got Scottie to do this. But anyway, that's the Mcgill 3. It's very good. Coming up on part 3.
So for an effective golf warm-up, what you need to do is create mobility in the right joints and movements. And then once you've done that, we want to activate the muscles and movement patterns that you're going to use during your round.